Not Chef Buck here, and today we're going to make a quick white clam flatbread pizza-ish tortilla. It has a great flavor. You can have the ingredients on hand, even frozen, and fix it up lickety-split. When my friend introduced me to this flavor combination, she had one large, basically a pizza crust. But we decided we wanted to have a little less bread, so we're just using tortillas, and we've got two different kinds here. But it doesn't matter. This recipe is very flexible. We're just going to start with, this is some extra virgin olive oil. That extra virgin just gives it a little extra flavor, and lots of minced garlic. So this is basically like 4 heaping tablespoons of garlic to about 1/8 of a cup of olive oil. I'm just going to mash it around in here a little bit. And this is going to be your base, so you'll notice there will not be any tomato on this pizza. Sacrilege. So you just mash this around a little bit, and we're just going to put 1/4 of it on each of these. We're going to put some toppings on the pizza and then finish it off with the rest of this. One tip that my friend was great about telling me, and it makes a huge difference, because the crust is so thin, you want to run your toppings all the way out to the end of your crust. It will keep it from crisping up and browning too quickly. You can buy garlic that's already minced if you want to, because there's more stuff in here. I didn't forget, that's going to basically be the top of the toppings. Now this is optional, but to add a little bit of color, so you get a little bit extra iron and nutrients, I'm going to add just a little bit of spinach, and I'm going to put it underneath the clams so that the clams can still come shining through. Basically, the main ingredients are the clams and the garlic and a little bit of oil. But beyond that, only your imagination stops you. On the written recipe on myfoodchannel.com, we'll give you some ideas in case you need them for some additional ingredients that you could put on this unusual, maybe for you, pizza-like flavor profile. Also notice we've got some thinly sliced onions, so we're just going to throw that on there. And then we're going to go right to, you'll see we're putting 2 cans of clams. One is minced, one is chopped. And you can see there's not a whole lot of difference, but we sort of like the difference in textures, and you'll notice it's not drained. That was another thing that our friend told us. The original recipe she looked at said to drizzle some of the juice, and she found it did make the pizza too soggy. So you basically just take the little pieces of clam out of the can, and you get a little bit of the juice, which adds a little more flavor without accidentally making your flatbread too soggy. It's one of those things, try it before you decide absolutely not. Because even Chef Buck likes it. And he's got pretty good taste. In women especially. So we say this is a pizza-like dish. So how can you have a pizza-like dish without cheese? We're going to add a little bit of a hard cheese, Parmesan, on both of them. And that just adds a nice tang. And for seasoning, you can put cracked pepper if you'd like. We've used that and it's great, but you don't really need salt. There's salt in the clams, there's salt in the cheese. So we're just going to add just a little bit of oregano. Again, you're not trying to overpower the other flavors, you're just adding a little bit. We're also going to add just a little bit of mozzarella. So you've got a hard cheese and a soft cheese in terms of textures as well as flavors. And if you really love your oregano, you can definitely add a little more on the top. That can also look very nice, or green onions or capers or artichokes. We've got it all together. Now we're just going to drizzle the last little bit of the oil. Some people, they just want to drizzle just a little more oil. They don't even need the garlic. But if you've watched any of Chef Buck's videos, you know we love the garlic. And the garlic, it mostly loves us. Don't those look great? So we're going to lightly spray a pan. If you're just cooking one, you can cook it in a pizza pan, which is always nice. Just going to transfer these little bad boys over. Very nice job. And let's get them in the oven. Another great thing about these, the reason I call them quick, is they only take like 8 to 10 minutes to cook. So we have a preheated oven. It's preheated to 425. We're going to check back in a few minutes. It doesn't take long, and we'll start smelling it pretty quickly. So if you weren't hungry before, once you pop it in the oven, you'll be ready. Beep, 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 beep. So it's been going about 9 minutes. Oh, they look so good. So all you're trying to do is wait for it to be lightly brown around the edges, and your cheese is melted. Then you're just going to let them cool for just a couple of minutes before you try to do anything with them. And we're going to add a little bit of red chili flakes, just to add a little bit of bling. Of course, you can always add extra. A lot of people put this on their pizza, any kind of pizza. So we just add a little bit of this. You can add more cheese, you could add a little bit more seasoning. But oh, that's going to be such a good bite, those little crispy pieces. So after you've let it sit for just a minute or two, go ahead and gently make sure, all the little places where the cheese has bled over a little bit. Just make sure it'll come up. Oh yeah. All right, so they've sat for a couple of minutes. We made sure they weren't sticking in any crucial parts. So I'm going to take my Edward Scissorhand implement, and in this case, we're feeding 3 people. That's Chef Buck's. This is for Camera Girl and Camera Girl's mom. What do you think? Is that fair?
I can live with that.
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
I heard it crunch.
This is a great way to use canned clams, which you can have around any time. Just try it. No matter what you think of clams, just try it. Let us know what you think. Definitely, if you put some different ingredients on it that you just said, mwah, let us know. Maybe today Chef Buck can't eat until it all gets cold. Mwah, So give this recipe a try. Let us know what you think. Definitely, if you put some different ingredients on it that you just said, mwah, let us know. Bon appetit.